Hey guys, I forgot to mention in the last video that I just did a few seconds ago, is that we do not own any of the B&H characters or the listener/reader. The authors have the ability to make you do what you do in the, story. So this video is going to be chapter 1 of the All Might's Secret Daughter, and chapter 1 is called The Meeting. Aldra Junior High. Not the best place, but it is okay for now. You walk into your classroom, go to your seat, and then sit down. You don't really listen to the teachers because you were homeschooled when you were young. So not only were you training every day, but you also were homeschooled. Your homeschooling moved up several grades, so you knew everything, but you didn't actually move several grades up due to not wanting to be an outcast. You were looking out the window, taking in all the beautiful flowers that were planted around the school. Then you heard something that piqued your interest. So as third-year students, it's time to start thinking seriously about your futures and what you want to do with your lives. You turn your head to look at your teacher. Huh? Oh, he must be talking about where we want to go to school next year. I could pass out some career aptitude tests, but why bother? Oh no, I know where this is heading. What does he have to cause a scene? I know all of you want to go to the hero track. Oh no, here it comes. Ah! There it is. Yes, you all got some pretty impressive quirks, but no power usage allowed in school. You really think that they are going to listen to you? Huh, that's funny. I'm the real deal, but these guys will be lucky to end up as sidekicks to some busted D-lister. Huh, oh, great. Why does he have to have such a big ego? He isn't the greatest compared to others. If he had an attitude change and was actually nice, then maybe I would reconsider. You think you're better than us, Koski? Let's go. I'll take you all on. Huh? You've got impressive test results. Maybe you will get in a UA high. He's going to try for the national school? That school has a 0.2% acceptance rate. It's impossible. You didn't really care if he was going to go or not. You were just waiting to get out of school so then you can ask your dad when the entrance exam was. Nothing interesting is going on. That's exactly what's the only place worthy of me. Oh, he is gonna do something stupid. I aced all the mock tests. I'm the only one at this school who stands a chance of getting in. I'll end up more popular than All Might himself and be the richest hero of all time. People all across the world will know who I am, and it all starts with UA High. Oh yeah, Midoriya, didn't you want to go to UA too? Midoriya, you're kidding, right? There's no way you're getting into the hero course without a quirk. What? Well, actually, they got rid of that rule. I could be the first one. Yeah. Oh, this is not going to be good. Listen up, Deku. You're even worse than the rest of these dang rejects. You quirkless wannabe. You really think they would let someone like you in when they could have me? No, wait, you got it all wrong. Really, I'm not trying to compete against you. You gotta believe me. It's just that I've wanted to be a hero since I was little. I may not have a quirk, but I can still try my hardest, can't I? You would never be able to hang with the best of the best. UA's already crappy. You really want to embarrass it more by failing so hard? Time skip. Near the end of school. You were still packing up, even after everyone was already out of the classroom, well, except for one person. Bakugo takes Deku's journal and holds it out of his reach. I don't know what you think you're doing, Deku, but we're not done. What you got? His diary? Huh? Don't tell me you're taking notes on how to be a hero. That is so pathetic. He's delusional. Yeah. Real funny, guys. Just give it back. Bakugo makes an explosion near it. Against it. That's so mean. When I'm the only student from this garbage junior high to get in the UA, people will start talking about me. They'll realize I'm legit, the next big thing. That's not ego talking. I know I'm just that good. Ego. Here's a little word of advice, nerd. Don't even think of applying, or else. You walk over to them, and then you grab Bakugo's hand. I wouldn't do that if I were you. He looks at you and scoffs. Huh, or what? You quickly turn him around and pin his arm up against his back. Or I won't hold back next time. You don't even know my quirks, so you won't know how to defend yourself against me. You look over to Deku and say, "Hey, you okay?" He nods quickly with a flustered face. You look back at Bakugo, and then you push him away when you released his arm. I don't see why he can't follow his dreams. The decision he makes do not matter to you, so leave him alone. He can do anything he wants. You look at Deku for a second before looking back and meeting the eyes of Bakugo. You walk up to him and caress his jaw, going up to his chin. He gets a little bit flustered by your actions, but quickly gets rid of the blush on his face. What are you doing? Don't touch me. When he was about to smack your hand away, you grab his wrist and then you bring your face close to his and whisper, "Were you about to hit me, Katsuki?" That is not a very smart decision to make. You got even closer to where your lips ghost over his a tiny bit before saying, "Don't make me do something I might regret, Katsuki. I don't want to have to hurt you. Also, I don't want you to do anything like this again. Got it?" You pull your face away before letting go of him and heading back to your stuff and grabbing it. I think it might be time for you to head home. You two boys. You look back at the boys who were also bullying Deku, and the surprised look on their faces almost made you laugh, but you kept a calm face. You look at Deku before saying, "Do you want to walk home together?" He nods at your question, still too speechless and shocked to say anything. You start heading towards the door before turning around and asking, "You coming?" Deku quickly grabs his stuff and rushes to the door beside you. You winked at the still shocked boys before turning away and walking out of the school with the greenette. Once you parted from Adora, you got your phone out and called your dad. "Hey, did you get the sludge filling yet?" "Not yet, honey, but you don't have to worry about it. You'll be fine." "That is not what I'm worried about. My friend is quirkless and he is heading towards his address. But can you go check that area? I have a bad feeling about this." "Sure, honey. I'm heading there now. I trust your gut. Don't worry. Your friend will be fine." "Thanks, Dad. You're the best. Love you." "Love you too. Bye, honey." You start heading home after you stop by the store to get some ice cream. You heard this big explosion a few blocks away, so you went to go see what was going on. When you get there, there is a big crowd surrounding the entrance of the alleyway with a commotion. You push your way to the front only to see the slime villain withering around a single area. Then you saw that the villain had someone hostage in its hold. The next thing you knew is that Midoriya ran out of the crowd and towards the villain. He threw his book bag at the creature and one of his notebooks came flying out, and then it hit its eye before the villain cried out in pain. Then you realized that was his weak spot. Since you were actually a really nice person, you didn't want Midoriya and the hostage to get hurt. So you ran in and activated your super speed. Running up to the villain, you used your earth power to send rocks flying towards its eyes so you could try and loosen its hold on its hostage. It worked, so now you have the upper hand in the fight. His hold loosened up enough for you to use your super speed again to quickly grab the hostage. Your plan successfully worked, so now the hostage was safe and out of harm's way. But now you have to worry about Midoriya because he hasn't gotten out of the way when suddenly All Might came and punched the slime villain to pieces, and then quickly storing it away to be taken to the police. Once everything was taken care of, you found out that the hostage was actually Katsuki Bakugo. While he was getting praised for being brave and complimented for having such a nice and awesome quirk, you and Midoriya were getting scolded about jumping in the fight so recklessly. But you were also being asked about your quirk, and you were also being praised for it being so strong, and for you figuring out the weakness of the villain along with getting the hostage back to safety. Bakugo came up behind you. Deku, listen, I would never ask for a weakling like you to help me. Don't think you could look down on me. Huh? Got that? I was fine by myself. You're just a quirkless failure who won't even cut it as a red cop. You didn't help me. You did nothing. Don't forget it. I don't owe you anything. Oh my God, caught up with the paparazzi and news, so you decided that you would walk home with Midoriya. While you were walking together, there was this peaceful quietness that was going on between the two of you. Hey, YN, I just want to thank you for helping me with Kachan today, and I also wanted to thank you for what you did back there. No problem. I mean, it isn't that big of a deal. It is what anyone would do. Well, not anyone, because you were the one who stepped in for me when I was getting bullied, and you were the only one who stepped in to help me with the villain. You looked at him and realized he was right, and that no one else moved to help him out when he ran to help Bakugo. Then out of nowhere, All Might came and ran in front of you too. I am here. Ha 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 ha. All Might, why are you here? How'd you get rid of all those reporters? I stand for justice. Young man, I came here to thank you and also discuss your question from earlier. If you hadn't told me about your life, if you hadn't run into that fight, I would have been a worthless bystander watching from the crowd. So thanks. Oh no. It was my fault he was there to begin with. I got in the way of your hard work. I wasted your energy, and not to mention your time. I'm not done. You told me you didn't have a power, so when I saw this timid, quirkless boy try to save a life, it inspired me to act too. There are stories about every hero, how they became great. Most have one thing in common. Their bodies moved before they had a chance to think, almost on their own. Midoriya soon started to tear up, but you didn't want to interrupt their conversation, so you stood there and watched at the back. And today, that is what happened to you. Midoriya started crying harder and getting lower to the ground, so you walked over and put a supporting hand on his shoulder as he crouched on the ground. Young man, you too can become a hero. As Midoriya starts crying harder, you rub soothing circles on his back, attempting to comfort him. Hey, wait, when did you get here? So that is the end of the first chapter. And like the authors have stated in the story on Quotev, they don't own any of the characters because they belong to the original owners of the show. And thanks for listening or reading on Quatev. See you in the next chapter.